Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and as you probably haven't guessed or looked at the title of this video, we're playing with the ZX81 Project again. And basically what we need to do first before we can do anything else is sort this keyboard out. I was sure when I first started this project that I'd actually done a video on refurbing this keyboard, but I've checked through my channel and whether I filmed it and there was something wrong and it never got uploaded or what, I don't know. But anyway, you've not seen me work on this keyboard, so I think that's the first thing we're going to do, basically, because we can't test the computer or do anything else really, is see if we can sort this keyboard out, see if we can get it working. I've just had a quick play on it now, and there's probably only a few keys actually seem to be working on it. So what I'll do, I'll reset the camera up and we'll get you down so you can actually see what's happening on screen and everything. And we'll have a quick check through of this keyboard, find out what keys are working, what keys aren't working. And then we can make a plan and actually see what we can do, see if we can get the keyboard working. And if we can get the keyboard working, we might actually be able to load some software on this thing. So get the camera set back up and we'll get right to it. Right, okay, well at least you can see the screen there, you can see the little cursor. Unfortunately you can't see the keyboard much, but basically what I'm going to do, I've got it all set up like that. I've got a pad of paper here and a pen. So what I'm going to do, basically, we'll start at 1, press 1. 1 actually works, as you can see. 2 seems to work. I've got a bit of a bounce on it there, but it doesn't work at least. 3 works. 4 works. 5, that works. Right, 6 is dead. We've got absolutely nothing on 6 there. So we'll write 6 down. So we need to look at key 6. Let's see what 7's like. No, 7's dead. 8's dead. 9's dead. 0's dead. Shift, I'm not really sure. Actually, shift feels really weird. But basically, so we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and shift I'll put a question mark, so I'm not sure. In fact, what we could do is press shift and a function key. There, no, shift works fine, so we don't have to worry about that. Shift does actually work. Right, let's press new line function. Then we can carry on, can't we? In fact, let's just reset. When are you going to come in? There we go. Oh, it's having one of its little tantrums. It was doing this last time. I'm pretty sure it's that RAM board that I made. I'm not entirely happy with. I actually do have a brand new 32K. I think it's 32K DRAM proper. Yes. Let me just have a quick press on there. Are you going to give us a cursor? There we go. And I think that's coming up with a full 16K with the amount of time it actually took to bring the cursor up there. Anyway, we can carry on. So we got to the end of there. We know shift works at the end there. Let's try Q. So nothing on Q. W. E. R. Yeah, we're going to have some issues here, I think. Just give that RAM board a little bit more of a press down. There we go. Anyway, T doesn't work. Now, why did it give us return, which is one of the key? Oh, perhaps that's, yeah. But anyway, let's try some of these. No, but Y works, U works, I works, O works, P works. So on that line we can write down that we've got a bad Q, a bad W, a bad E, a bad R, and a bad T, and everything else seems to work. Right, let's try there. So A works, S doesn't work, D works, F works, G works, but this is a bit, it's not brilliant, but it works. H works, J works, K works, L works. So what did we say didn't work on there? S doesn't, oh, well, S has started working now. Or any of these started working? No, those are still dead. So all that line seems to work. A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. Right, that works. So let's have a look at this next line. Let's see, shift and... yeah, so the shift key works. Z, X, C, V, B doesn't work. So we've got a bad B. N doesn't work. And M doesn't work. Dot doesn't work. And I think space doesn't work either. So we've got, what have we got? We've got B, N, M, dot and space. Right, so I think essentially that's what we need to look at next. See if we can sort out those iffy keys. So I'll get the rest of the computer out of the way. I think, yeah, it's probably the safest thing to do. Get the rest of the computer out of the way. I'll get you zoomed out a bit and we will take a look at this keyboard. So back in a sec. Right, here we go. Basically this is the keyboard. Like I said, this was a Memotech add-on ZX81 keyboard from back in the day. This is from about 1982ish, I think. And the way it works is basically you have this extra bit on the back. This is your interface, your keyboard interface. I'm actually quite curious to see what's in there, so I think we'll do a little bit of a mini teardown on that and have a look inside it. Like I said, Memotech were quite famous for their RAM packs, and they kept basically the RAM packs looked exactly like this, but they had like a 16K one, a 32K one, a 64K one. And it actually looks like this was designed so if you had the 16K or like the 32K RAM pack, it would literally fit on the back of that in the same manner, and you could just build up the various interfaces that Memotech produce for the ZX81 like that, and it'd just go off the back. These were far better than the 16K RAM packs that Sinclair themselves actually produced. They didn't seem to suffer quite as badly with the old RAM pack wobble issue. Let's see if we can get these little pins out. Basically it's held together, it's just extruded aluminium and then it's held together with these little plastic rivets. Now I have already actually replaced those on the keyboard case itself with screws. I think I remember there were a few missing and the case kept falling apart, so I just replaced them with screws. Let's pull that out now. There we go. So what have we got in here? We've got 74LS244 there. Then we've got, so it's all just basic glue logic. We've got a 74LS365, a 74LS27, and a 74LS, is that a 30? Yes, it's a 74LS30 there. So I have to reverse engineer this circuit, but I'm guessing that it's basically just some buffering, because we've only got, how many wires have we got there? One, two, about 10 wires. We haven't got enough wires there to make up the matrix from the keyboard. So this is actually doing some matrixing for the keyboard and then sending that data down to the actual ZX81. Put that away, because we know that works. Or I may look at a way that we could do something where we could perhaps do away with this. That's indeed if I end up using this keyboard on this project and I don't just keep this keyboard as a interesting ZX81 curio. I mean, in fact, actually, if I do keep it with this project, it's no problem, because it fits in here without us having to really do anything to damage this. So can't get that one to go back in again now. That's the only problem with these little plastic pins rather than proper screws. Let's see if we can get that back. I may replace them with proper screws anyway. There we go. Yeah, you literally have to knock them in like it's a nail. There we go, that's back together. Right, let's have an actual look at the keyboard now. Yeah, I did replace, not on that side, and that's the side we need to get into. But on that side I've actually replaced them with screws in the past. This has still got those horrible little pulling little things on it. We'll have to get them out so we can get inside it. There we go, that's one out. In fact, there's two, there's a couple missing, I think. So we'll see if we can perhaps find some nice black screws to, there we go, it's off, to replace those with. Right. Now these cases, they're really nicely made, but it's basically just extruded aluminium. And that's stuck. There we go. And pull that out nice and gentle. That's broken. I wonder if that's the problem. Ah. Could this be the issue? I can't believe how tricky that is to get out. But you can't actually get the PCB out without first removing this this piece here. In fact, just bear with me a minute, folks, and I'll get that out, and then we'll continue having a look at this thing. So back in a sec. Right, okay, well that was a bit of a faff to get out, but it come out eventually. Now, I'm wondering if this is one of the issues. This is basically how that cable connects down there, and the this seems to be broken, how it holds down there. Well, that's basically just loose there. That should be clipped on to hold those wires down. We've got a ground point there we need to disconnect. So I can get it with these. There we go. screw for that underneath. Yeah. Right, take that out. Right, now hopefully we can slide the keyboard out of the case. There we go. We'll get that back in there. Now this looks quite odd actually. Right, and there is the keyboard laid bare. In fact, they're really actually quite good key switches, these. I'm sure they're the same as... Perhaps I didn't work on this before. Yeah. They're basically what's used in the BBC Micro. I'll get you zoomed in so you can have a look at that. So these are really quite decent quality keycaps that they used. If you look there. They do look very, very similar to what is used in the BBC Micro. I do have a few spares of those, but I'm wondering, especially considering we've got big chunks, you know, like part rows missing rather than just the odd key here and there, whether this might be the issue. If you look here, this is actually loose. Nope. Let's see if we can see how that's meant. It's meant to clip down. It has like a little metal. It's meant to hold down like that, and it's not doing. Now I wonder if we could pop this off and just have a look and see if we can get that clip to maybe clip down a bit better. Let's see if we can find something I can get this side off without damaging it. There we go. Now could it be something that simple, that was just loose and that was causing... I wonder if I can just perhaps bend that tab there so it bends over a little bit more and perhaps holds that in place a bit better. I wonder if that's what the problem was. Because it's not got any of the little, the little plastic clips on here don't seem to be broken off or anything. So I don't think that's the issue. Let me see if I can find something we can those. Let's see if we can perhaps just bend that. Down a bit like that, because I think that's what might be the problem. But certainly not going to be helping, is it, that not having that clipping on properly. Right, let's try that. There we go. There we go. That's actually clipped. Yes, yeah, so that's been. Oh no, it's come back off. Let's see if we can get that just to lock into place. I wonder if that's the issue. Whether because that had popped off, it weren't holding decent enough contact. I mean, we could be clutching at straws here, but it's worth a try before we start having to mess with those key switches. There we go. Right. I'll tell you what, I'll just quickly get it all connected back up to the ZX81 and we'll see if that's made any difference. Because we know which keys didn't work before and we'll see if they work now. So back in a sec. Right, okay, we're back up there, and that took a little bit of effort to actually get it to fire up this time, so we're definitely going to have a look at that little RAM upgrade, see if we can do something with that. Anyway, let's try 6 now. Look at that, 6. Let me get you zoomed in on the screen so you can actually see what's coming up. Ooh, let's get you over that way, there we go. Well, that was 6 that wasn't working before. 7, 8, 9, 0. Now what was not working on the next screen down? And we've definitely got some issues going on, but let's see if it's going to carry on. Yeah, plot. And we've lost. Yeah, we've definitely got some issues. But it does look like we've fixed the issue with the keyboard anyway. Let's see if we're going to get a... You know, the keyboard is now... Sorry, the computer is now going to decide to be... I think what we might have to do is actually see if we can sort that little issue. Is it going to boot? See if we can sort that little issue with the RAM out. I'm guessing that's what's causing this. Because when I mess with the actual RAM board in some way, in fact I wonder if it's the actual chip itself, whether when I soldered that on I've got a bit of a dodgy joint on it. Yeah, because look, I've just fiddled with it and it's come back. Anyway, let's carry on. So we know that Q works, W, E, and it's gone again. Yeah, I think we're going to have a little look at that that RAM. I wonder if we've got a bit of a dry joint somewhere. You're going to show us a cursor this time? Let's try again. Because there's not many more keys we need to check to see if they've... I'm pretty sure we've actually fixed the issue with the keyboard, to be honest. I think it was just that that connection down there that was bad. Come on, give us a cursor. No, it's not giving us a cursor now. No, let's give that board a quick fiddle about with again. Just see, one last try. You gonna give us the cursor this time? No. I'm pretty sure we've sorted the issue with the keyboard out anyway, but because of what it's doing now, like I said, let's see if we can sort this problem with the RAM out. See if we can make it a little bit more reliable. And then we can actually finish off testing the rest of them keys that weren't working and are now working. So I'm pretty sure it was that connection there that was flaky, and that's what was actually causing the issues, because the rest of the keys, as soon as we fixed that, we got, like I said, 6780 working. We got up to testing T on that side, and we've only got, what is it, BM, dot and space and what have you on the bottom to actually test. So I think we're alright with that. We'll shut power off there, and let's take the board out. I've got these blue, white and orange, and just remember that for my own thing. Not that actually, I don't think it would matter if we put them in the wrong way around. In fact, that's an idea. What I've done, I've just disconnected the address lines for, so basically the RAM now just thinks it's only got, I think, 2K. I've disconnected the upper address lines. Let's fire it back up. This is just for curiosity. Try that again. No, even now it's not happy. And I think that should have just booted up as a 1K machine or a 2K machine with them address lines disconnected. So I think we definitely do have an issue on that board. Now it's a few years since I built this board, and I have to say that my surface mount skills have improved a little bit. So let's pull the board out. At least you can have a proper look at the board. There we go. Let's get you down so you can have a good look. I have got my anti-static on as well, seeing we're messing about. Right, so basically what we've got is we've got this little adapter board that I made, and sat on top of that we've got one of these, another adapter board which adapts between these surface mount ICs and a nice through hole IC there. I think it's designed for a 32 pin, and we've got a 28 pin package mounted on it, so we've just not used the last 4 holes there. Now I'm wondering if I get some solder and I get some flux and we have a go at you see, I thought that I'd put that in a socket, but I haven't. I've actually soldered it straight down to the board underneath, and then those points all look decent, but I'm wondering whether I've got a dry joint somewhere between that and that. What I'm going to do is get some flux and what have you, and I'm just going to have a quick try of reflowing both sides of that IC and see if that's going to make any difference, whether it'll make it a little bit more stable. So this isn't the chip I'm planning to use permanently anyway for this. I do have a 32K through-hole chip on its way. And I'm wondering whether to implement the full... Oops, you can't... I'm pulling shot there, aren't I? I'm actually wondering whether I should implement the full 32K of it as well, because it's only a case of using 74LS 00, I think that's it's either 74LS 00 or 74LS 04. 74LS 00 you need to basically combine one of the extra address lines with I've actually got the circuit for doing it here. Yeah, basically we need to take the M1 line and the A15 line through a NAND gate, a couple of NAND gates, and we can use the full 32K on the IC as well. This is just set up for us to use 16 of it. Anyway, let's add some fresh flux to that. Where is my iron? Fortunately, I have my iron nicely heated up at the moment. Give the end a good clean. Now this, we'll try doing it with this bit, but it might be a little bit on the large side. We might have to stop and go for a slightly smaller bit, but let's have a go here now. That looks a bit better. That looks better already. Let's have a look at this side. Now that side actually does look better than that side did anyway, but let's add a little bit of extra solder to that. Where's my flux? Some fresh flux down there, and we'll just go in and do another quick drag. Like that. And we'll get in there and we'll have a quick look. That's looking a little, in fact there might be one there that's not making contact. Let's have a look, that's looking better. And that side looks a lot better actually. Right. We'll get a little bit of IPA and we'll just give that a quick clean off. Now what have I done with them now? Oh, they're up there. Ooh. Get some of them, and I'll even get my good IPA out. Bit of that on there. Right. Let's just clean up, basically just clean the residue from that flux we've just used. There we are. That's all the flux gone. And let's give that another try. Just check all the pins on the bottom, see that, make sure those are all straight and decent. Yeah. Right, let's give that a try. See if that's made any improvement. Make sure that those pins all line up in the right place. Oops. Get you zoomed out a little bit so you can see what's going on rather than just a pile of... There we go. So all we need to do is just get this basically back, line back up like that, push that back in. We'll reattach the address lines. Okay. Oops. That was me just elbowing the case for the keyboard. Right, now let's see if that's made any difference. So, power the screen on, power the computer on. Oh. I'm not sure. Well, there we go. Anyway, let's see if we can carry on with the testing. Let me get you zoom back into the screen a bit. Oops. There we go. Can you see the cursor? You can see the cursor there now, can't you? Right there. So anyway, where was we up to? We hadn't tried T, had we? That's RAND, that's working. T's working. Then we said B, B's working. N, N's working. M, that's working. Dot, and even space is working. Let's hit function new line. Right, it's not going to work, but shall we actually see if we can type the Hello World program? I think we need to see if we can type the Hello World program and actually get it to come up on the screen. Right, so let's try it again. 10. Then we want print. Where's print? Print. We want, where's the quotes? Shift quotes. Spaces there. Yeah, actually these keys are pretty good. They don't feel bad at all for what it is. New line. Oh. Oh well. It's obviously still not entirely happy. Let's give it one more try. No, oh, has that come up now? Sort of. I definitely think we've got an issue, a RAM issue though. I wonder if that RAM's just not happy. Like I said, that surface mount RAM, it's not ideal for this. I do even have another board that I built even before this board. It's funny how it seemed to work better at first, but now it's just as it was before. In fact, bear with me a second folks, let me see if I can find like a 2K SRAM or something like that we can stick in there and see if that's going to make any difference for us. So back in a sec. Right, I've had a rummage and unfortunately all I can find so far is this is Toshiba TMM 2016. I think it's either 1 or 2K SRAM. That should be compatible. So let's pull. I don't even actually know whether this works. I've not tested it, but let's give it a try. Let's take my homemade adapter board out. Because the way I'm planning on doing this, we won't need this anyway. The new chip will go straight into that. It'll go straight into that socket there. But let's pull that out of the way for now. we'll take this, and that will I think this should work. I'm pretty sure you can take the IC out and stick the smaller one straight in, and it just it work. One of the problems is there's a few bent pins on this, and this is a turn hole turn pin socket, so we have a bit of fun getting these to line up and actually go in the holes. In fact, just bear with me a second, folks, and I'll get that IC mounted and we'll see if it's going to make any difference. So back in a sec. Right, I finally got that in. We'll switch on now. Straight away it comes, obviously it's only seeing 1K, but there is no messing about with it now. Switch it on, it comes on every time. Let's try and get Hello World working. Right, so let's go 10, print, shift quotes, hello, where's space now, space, world, then we need to ship I've missed W. Oh, I've missed some. Hang on a minute. Let's see if we can. Oh yes, we can. W O R L D. Then we'll close brackets. New line. So this is where it crashed last time. 20. Right, where's go to? Go to 10. New line. Again, it's gone in. Let's hit run. And enter. There we go. You can't see that, can you? Let me zoom you in a little bit. Let's get you down. So the only problem with this camera, it's not doing very well on focusing on this screen. There we go. You can see it now. So if I bring it a bit closer, it actually comes in alright. But there you go. That's actually working. I'll just switch off. Switch back on again. As you can see, like I said, it's booting up every single time now. So there's definitely an issue with this board. I'm wondering if it just doesn't like that. It does say 256 on that. It must be 256 by 8. That. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it does kind of work, but I'm wondering if that basically just isn't compatible. But anyway, like I said, I've got the correct 32K SRAM on its way, so we can actually, when that comes, we can actually crack on with this and actually do something. You know what I'm going to do, just for a laugh, I'll just pause the video. I'll get the keyboard, get you zoom back out again. I'll get the keyboard put back together, because I mean that was the main point of this video, was just seeing if we could fix the keyboard and actually get the keyboard to work correctly, and it does now. So you know, all the keys that weren't working before now work, and it was just a case of that ribbon connector got come out there. I'll get all this put back together, and I've got some 1K software on my laptop next to me here. We'll just have a quick go seeing if we can get a piece of software like a 1K game or something like that to load off the laptop. So back in a sec. Right, we're all set up. I've got the computer all set up, and I've just raised it up a little bit to make it a little bit easier. We've got the keyboard set back up, so we'll switch the screen on, switch the computer on. We get our little K cursor. Now I've got my old laptop here, just an old Windows 7 laptop, and I've got a load of 1K games. These are all a chap called Dr. Beeps. He's quite prophetic in making like 1K software for the ZX81. This is all fairly recent, like in the last few years he's made all this. And a lot of his stuff is pretty much free to download off the web. can always send him a donation or something. Because I mean, it is good actually. What he can do with 1K in one of these little things is quite amazing. But what we'll try. We'll just try running like the first thing off here or something like that. So anyway, we'll try load. Haha, it stopped working again. Oh, this is typical. Yeah. I don't believe this. Just bear with me a second, folks. Let's just make sure it's not something simple. Right, panic over. Fortunately, it was just the, as you can see now, it was just the interface in there wasn't quite making proper contact. I've just reseated that and everything's working again. So, new line. Do we have a clear function on the... oh, it's easy just to switch it off and back on, isn't it? Right, now let's finally see if we can load some software on this. So let's try load. And then we want shift, double quotation marks, like that. We'll just grab the first thing off the top of here. So we press enter on there, and I will run on the computer. Any second they should start playing on the computer. The computer is being awkward as normal. But that what you're seeing on basically on the screen, at least if you can see that. Yes, you can see that actually. Now with any luck, something should come up on screen. This is nearly finished. Right, no, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Wonder if I need a little bit more volume on the computer. Let's try just upping my volume on the actual computer. There we go. Let's try that. And we'll try that on the computer again. So load, shift, double quote marks, and then we will get ready to play that again. Hit enter on the keyboard and we'll press play on the computer. There, well, that's better. Now that's actually loading. Basically when you get a garbled screen like that on a ZX81, it actually means that it's loading something. Nearly finished. This is one great thing, nothing is particularly, there we go. So we can get that picture a bit nicer. It's some of the letters aren't looking brilliant on it. In fact, let me get you zoomed down into that so you can actually see what it looks like. Ooh, and up and along. There we go, you can actually see what's coming up on the screen now. So this is Maze, L-E-N. I'm not actually sure what you're meant to do on this, but let's try something else, shall we? Because I haven't got the instructions for any of these, so I'm not actually sure what they do. Let's try the next one. All I know is all these will run on. Basically, all I know is these will all run on. $1K. Right, so we go J again, shift, enter, enter. We'll press enter on that and we will play on there. And hopefully this will load. This is called blocky. I'm quite pleased with how the screen's working though. The screen is actually, there we go. Copyright 2011. I haven't got any clue what the keys are for any of these, but or indeed how you play it. Oh, there we go. Oops. I guess you... Has that crashed? Alright, hang on. Ah, right, I take... Right, so you have to... I take it you have to get down before you go off the edge of the screen. That's quite an interesting little game anyway, if nothing else. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. We've actually done what we intended to do in this video, which was to sort the actual keyboard out. And we've also discovered that we definitely... that little RAM board that I made here, it's not going to cut the mustard. I'm not sure why actually. I can't really see any reason why that shouldn't have worked, but as you can see, it doesn't. You know, it powers the computer up, but it's so glitchy. You know, you've seen we've swapped that just standard 1K SRAM chip, and the computer is as stable as anything. You know, it's fine. As soon as we've put this in, we get all the glitches and all the instability. So hopefully, when that new IC arrives, we can readdress this and we can get this thing actually not just up to 16K, but actually up to 32K. We'll do 16 first, make sure we're happy and it's stable at 16K, and then we'll go and see if we can go up to the full 32K. And then I might even look at seeing if we can actually put this together in its case and what have you, and make it look like what I've been intending for all these years to do it, to make it look like. So anyway, we're going to leave it there for now. Hope you enjoyed this little update on the project, and at least you can now see the computer actually working and actually doing something. So I will say thanks for watching and goodbye.